Hello. How's it going? I hope it's going well for everybody. So, we are now on our next topic. The last couple days, you've been looking at what the difference is between gross pay and net pay. So, hopefully, you feel pretty comfortable with that. And maybe you knew it already. Gross is how much you get in your paycheck before taxes are taken out, and net is what you actually take home. It's like you have all this money floating around in your paycheck and you use a net to scoop up what you actually take home. So that's one way to remember the difference. Um, it would be nice if we just got to take home all the money that was we were supposed to, but that's not how the world works, and that's just not how it goes. So today, our notes are pretty simple, and we're going to be just calculating some percentages. So I wanted to make sure you were comfortable with calculating percentages. I am getting my calculator out. So here's how it goes. You're going to be given a pie chart, and this is not the way you see it on your paycheck. We'll do a couple of problems coming up later about what your paycheck would actually look like, although we've already seen some of them as well. But I just wanted to go through the practice of how to do percentages. So in this first one, we have this guy, Justin. P.S. I spent a lot of time figuring out how to insert a pie chart into a Google Doc. It took way more time than should actually take a human being to do that. So it turned out okay. The second one's a little wonky. So we'll see. I need like a lesson on Google Doc. So anyway, I have like a fly flying around. Oh my goodness. We have Justin, who has a weekly pay of $400. And we have different amounts of money or percentages of money taken out from his paycheck, from his gross pay, that will get taken out, and then it'll leave him with whatever he's going to get and actually get in his pocket, which again we call the net pay. So right now we have 7% taken out for health insurance, 8% state income tax, 8% for FICA and Medicare, and 15% for federal income tax. So I think that we're comfortable with percentages at this point, but I wanted to make sure. So, question one: how much money gets taken out of Justin's paycheck each week for health insurance? So, if we're looking at health insurance, that's 7%. So, to figure that out, I take the amount of money that he makes in a week, so $400, and I'm going to multiply that by the percentage. Now, remember, I don't multiply by 7. I have to take the 7 and I have to move my decimal place over 2 spots. So that's going to become times 0.07. So that's what I'm multiplying by, 400 times 0.07. And I get $28. So I'm going to have $28 he gets taken out for health insurance. Number two, how much money gets taken out for federal income tax? So same thing. Go look at your federal income tax, multiply that by the amount of money he gets in his gross check, whatever his weekly pay is, and that's his federal income tax. And what is his weekly net pay? So we've got 62%. Oh man, that's probably about accurate about how much money you get. You guys might get a little bit more. I might get less because I might have more money taken out because I have like dependents, I have kids and things like that. So you guys probably net a little bit more of a percentage than I do because I'm older and have all this other stuff. Okay, so easy peasy. Percentages, no big deal. Now, the second part, my pie chart didn't work out the way I wanted to. So, what I wanted to do was give you a graph that did not tell you the percentages, that just told you the money. So, on the practice problems you're going to have today, you're only going to get the money amount. So, I want to make sure you can figure out the percentage. So, just bear with me and pretend like you don't see the percentages. If anyone has a trick to tell me how to get a pie chart to not show percentages and just show the dollar amount, I would love to hear it, but I don't know how to do it. I've been trying for a while. As you can see, it's dark behind me because I've been trying for so long, it got dark. So, number one, what percent of Joan's gross pay is taken for Social Security? So, first of all, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to say Social Security. I think I meant to say for FICA. I did. Haha. I'm going to change that. So when you see it, it's going to say FICA. Because FICA is Social Security, which I didn't even know, and I'm this old. So I guess I maybe knew it, but I first was putting FICA and Social Security as two different things, and they are not. They're the same thing. Learn something new every day. So, what percentage of Jones' gross pay is taken for FICA? Well, obviously, I see it right here at 6.6%. Pretend I don't. Pretend I only see that it's $6. Okay, how do I figure out what percentage that is? If it's $6 and she made $250, I'm going to divide. I'm going to do 6 divided by 250. Oops. And I get 0. Oops. So I set up my pie chart wrong for sure because I get 0.024. Well, what percentage is that? I move my decimal point back over, giving me 2.4%. So we're going to go with my percentages. Ignore these percents. I don't know how to get it to not show that and to just show the dollar amount. So anyway, if it's $6 worth for Social Security, and she makes a total of 250, I divide 6 divided by 250. That gives me a decimal. Then I'm going to move that decimal point over 2 places and get 2.4%. That's how I calculate that. So what I would actually write my answer down, I'd write 2.4 and then the percent. Okay, number 2, what percent of Jones' gross income tax is taken? Oh my gosh. Okay, what percent of Jones' gross income is taken for income tax? So how many income taxes do we have on our chart? We have 2. We have the federal one. So we've got the federal one. And how much money is that? That is $16.35. And we've got the state one. And the state one is $8. Again, I'm not taking the percentages. We're just going to go with money because I couldn't get the circle graph to work right. So these are my 2 amounts for income tax. We're going to have to put them together. Let's add them up. So $24.35 is the total amount of money taken for income tax. What percentage is that? So again, I have to take that amount and divide $24.35 divided by her gross amount. So let's put that in our calculator. $24.35 divided by 250. And I get this. I have to move my decimal point over 2 places, and I end up with 9.74%. Now my son's going to stand creepily in the background, and my husband. I'm almost done. Okay, and then the last question, what percent of gross pay is her net pay? So last thing we have to figure out, first of all, what if we weren't even told how much money this was? How could we find that out? Well, we could add up all the amount of deductions that were taken out and subtract that from the gross pay, and then we would have left how much pay she made in the end. Oh man, I just realized my gross pay doesn't even work out. This chart ended up being a mess. I'm really sorry. I think I'm going to actually, let me fix it right now. See my net pay number is wrong. It doesn't make any sense. If the gross pay is $250, I'm going to subtract out $16.35 for federal. I'm going to subtract 6 for Social Security, subtract 8 for state income tax, and subtract $7.25. This net pay should be $212.40. I can try to change that now. I'll change it so that when you see this number is 212.14. So I'll change it for yours. Yours won't say that. Yours will be fixed. Okay, so this is her net pay, which should be right on your page. It's just wrong on mine. And if I want to know what percent of her gross pay is her net pay, I'm going to take the net pay and I'm going to divide that by 250. So that divided by 250 is 0.8496. Move that decimal point 2 places, 84.96%. So that's a lot. She makes a lot. That's probably, not super realistic because my numbers are all wonky, but you get the math. Okay, so what percent of her gross pay is her net pay? 84.96%. Pardon me. Okay, so hopefully you're okay with this. It's just percentages and nothing more than that. So go ahead and you're going to do the worksheet that's in classwork. Hope you can see it okay, because I didn't retype it. So we'll see. Obviously, retyping it doesn't go real well because I had a ton of mess ups. And that's it. And I'll see you tomorrow.